Okay, moving right along. We're now very lucky to be joined as a special guest speaker by Lionel. You may well know him and his work as a trial lawyer, an Emmy Award-winning, nationally syndicated American radio and TV personality, a legal analyst, essayist, lecturer, actor, author, etc. He's publicly posed very tough questions about the 9/11 attacks, which is unusual for a public figure in the media. So please join me in welcoming Lionel.
Thank you. So, did you tell your friends where you were going today? Did you tell them? They say, oh, there's that Larry. He's going to that 9/11 thing. You know how Larry is, tinfoil hat guy. By the way, we haven't worn tin in years. It's aluminum foil. Just want to clarify that for you. Let me tell you what happened to me, and we all have a story, what it was that got your attention. In my lifetime, in my generation, I went through, either as a child or old enough to understand, from the Vietnam War to a 5-year period of assassinations from JFK to RFK to Martin Luther King to Malcolm X to Medgar Evers, then there's Watergate, then there's Vietnam. So I have believed absolutely nothing that was ever provided to me as remotely representing the facts by the government or the mainstream sheeple, the bumper sticker, echo chamber, cookie cutter, corporate bought and sold media. Sock puppet. I don't believe anything. Nothing. Let me repeat this. Nothing. And I'm in the media. So I really am an expert witness. Let me tell you what happened to me. This was my epiphany. I speak for myself. I don't represent any group. I'm not a truther, a falser, a vaxxer, a birther, a deather. None of that. I'm me. That's it. Let me tell you my epiphany moment. Sadly, I was here that day, that beautiful Tuesday. It was gorgeous. A sky so blue, pre-geoengineering and nanoparticulates in the air. Don't get me started on that, too. That's another one. The only thing you can point to with somebody next to you and say, what's that? Oh, there you go again with the conspiracy theories. No, what is that? There you go. Amazing. So I was there and went through the horror, the surreal horror that everybody did. I was bombarded by information, bombarded by you name it. I couldn't keep track of what was being said, what was being hit, who was saying what. I didn't think cover-up, conspiracy, nothing. Who could? Who in this maelstrom, this horror, this symphony of death, and the smell, it reminded you every day, that smell. It was like when an engine burns out in an old vacuum cleaner or something. It hung everywhere. It was horrible. I thought nothing. I thought, this is the way it was. I wasn't even questioning anything. And then one day I was on the radio, and somebody mentioned to me this thing called Shakesville, Flight 93. Yeah. I knew. I thought I did. I don't know. I'm still shocked. I'm not a conspiracist or any of that stuff. I'm a lawyer. I'm a trial lawyer. I was a prosecutor. I like this thing called evidence. Call me wacky. So I looked one day as somebody was calling in about Flight 93. Let's roll. Beamer, the whole bit. I can recite the story like everybody else could. I didn't doubt it. I was still trying to sift through So many stories. North Tower, South Tower, Building 7, which I didn't even know about then. The greatest mystery of them all, Flight 93 Shanksville and the Pentagon. That was that. Then there were the issues involving health and first responders and the government and drills. And I mean, who could sift through this? So there I was. I looked at my Google images, and I'm looking for this plane crash. Stupid me. They said Flight 93, Shanksville, a plane crash. And I'm looking at Google images. Because sometimes I will kind of cut it. Do you ever try to find somebody's face? Like, what was that guy's name? Images. Oh, yeah, him. And then you go to the web. Oh, it was Larry. So I'm looking for this thing. And I'm looking. And on the air, I said, you ready for this? Brilliant. You know what I asked? Where's the plane? Thinking nothing. Stupid me. Where's the plane? Please, no Hervé Villachez jokes, but you know, the plane, right? So I'm no expert in aeronautical crashes. I'm not a forensic pathologist. I can tell when people are dead. I'm not an OBGYN. I can tell when people are pregnant. And I can tell a plane crash. Again, call me wacky. I'm a savant. I'm gifted. You know, wheels, wings, stabilizers, people, luggage, glass, wire, smoke, gas, fill in the blank. And I asked the question, where's the plane? Phone call. Line 1. What are you getting at? What am I getting at? Oh, I don't know. I'm getting at, where's the plane? Are you a conspiracy theorist? I said, I've got a question for you. What the hell are you talking about? Am I looking in the right place? That's all I want to know. Then I'm reading. Stupid me. And I'm reading in, not Skippy's blog, some kid in his parents' basement, with Cheeto dust and no, I'm reading, and they bring up New Baltimore and Indian Lake, and 8 miles away, there's a debris field. I said, hey, there's a debris field 8 miles from there. Do you know what somebody said? Google this. Well, it was windy that day. 6-ton titanium engines. That's when I realized, oh my God. It wasn't, oh my God, that the horror. But I understood that I am an alien. And I live in this parallel universe that requires proof. And then a friend of mine called up and he said, you might want to look here, 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 and here, and here. And it started. And then, I'm in this, I'm thinking, what's going on here? Now, let me just cut to the chase here because I don't want to, please, somebody give me a time cue. Les, I'm an old stand-up comic. Give me a flash or something. I don't want to go over. All right. But when you're a prosecutor and you walk in, there's a homicide. There's 4 kinds of death. Think of this acronym, NASH. Natural, accidental, suicide, homicide. That's it. So if we walk in, hypothetically, and there's an old lady, bless her heart, handcuffed behind her back with 12 shots in the head, and somebody asks you, is that natural, accidental, suicide, or homicide? You could say, well, I don't think that's natural. I don't think that's accidental. Suicide, Houdini, maybe a contortionist perhaps, but no. No, I'm going to put my money on homicide. That's over here. There's something wrong here. Question then comes to, who did it? I don't know who did it. Why would they want to kill this woman? She was a beautiful person, a grandmother. I don't know why. So that's what I want the world to know. Please separate the incredible evidence that Richard Gage has done. And by the way, when C-SPAN finally just grew a pair and had to put you on, I thought maybe there is a God. And maybe she's fair. I don't know. But don't confuse something that indicates that the official story is wrong with who is involved in it. Because we don't know. We don't know these things. You can't tell. Now, I know people who have never in their lives ever been involved in anything involving critical thinking. This is their first rodeo. And you hear this all the time. Is this cognitive dissonance? Is this a smoking gun? Is this an inside job? Hey, Sparky, take it easy. You're reading the bumper stickers too much. If I hear cognitive dissonance one more time, I'm going to take a life. I'm going to stab somebody in the heart with a pencil. Stop the cognitive dissonance. As like people say, it's harp. It's harp. It's harp. Stop with the harp. What do you read this stuff from? It's an inside job. It's either the Mossad, it's Cheney with the plunge. We don't know this. If somebody can tell me where to go for that, you let me go, because I've been looking for this, but that's not what this is about. Here's the thing. Gore Vidal said 3 things about conspiracy theories, which I'll never forget. Number 1, he said one day it will be an article of faith that you do not believe in conspiracy theories. Number 1. Number 2, conspiracy theories are code word for the unspeakable truth. And finally, my favorite. He said, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, I'm a conspiracy analyst. Now, by definition, the official story is that a number of people, 19, 20 hijackers, conspired, confederated, joined together to pull this off. That's a conspiracy. So yes, this is the conspiracy theory by their very words. I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in simply this. This is, I believe, a great, great country, capable of being even greater. And John Pilger said, and others, don't believe anything until it's officially denied. And you have the right, the absolute right, to ask anything you want, any time you want, for as long as you want, until you're satisfied. And it is absolutely, fundamentally, not only your right, but your duty. And you're going to meet people, and I've met people before, who are the anti-conspiracy theorists. They get jollies out of mocking, destroying anything that anybody suggests might be an alternative version to reality as expressed by the bought and sold, sock puppet, Ted Baxter, mainstream media. They take relish in fighting you because they don't like you. And the main reason they don't like you is they don't know anything about what you're talking about. And this would involve them reading. So what I'm saying to you today, why I am all here to celebrate this, to encourage this, I wish this place were packed. I wish students and young people will be pulled in here to say, this is what happens. We need our own Russell Commission, our own permanent committee to just ask questions. We're still trying to figure out the Civil War. I'm listening to lectures by the greatest historians now trying to decipher the Civil War. We don't even understand Vietnam. And I'm supposed to give you an answer as to everything that happened on 9/11? Not yet. Thank you for allowing me the chance to be here. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you and all the independent scholars, independent historians, citizen journalists, and those people with an open mind and an open heart. Because this isn't their story or their history, it's our history and our story. And we can ask it for as long as we want, or as much as we want. Thank you.